Hey, this is JGA 59, and I thought I'd try making a video here. Uh, I've been watching YouTube baseball card videos for over a year now, and there's so many that I like, and I just thought I'd try my hand at it. Let's see what happens. This video is actually in response to a conversation I was having with TJ Mack over on his channel. And I mentioned to him that I had attended all of the Yankees old timers days from 1970 through 1976. And I also mentioned to him how each of those old timers days back then had a theme. Now I don't know if they do that now, but on August 8th, 1970, this was the 24th annual Old Timers Day, as you can see, and they took the time to honor Casey Stengel on his 80th birthday. Casey had actually turned 80 several days before on July 30th. He was born in 1890. And for each of these Old Timers Days, they handed out a 4-page program. This is the front of the program. There are 2 pages in the middle and then one on the back. And there are a lot of nice pictures on this program. The top picture features Casey with Gene Woodling, Phil Rizzuto, Mickey Mantle, and Billy Martin. And below that, you see some smaller pictures, and you see Casey with Joe DiMaggio, then Yogi Berra and Ali Reynolds with Casey, Casey and Vic Raschi, Casey Whitey Ford, Ralph Halkin Casey, and then Casey with Don Larson. Opening up the booklet, as you can see, there are 2 pages in here. All right, I'll focus on this page first. Up at the top, of course, you have a picture of Casey, and then to the left, you see the 4 baseball players and figures that were inducted into the Hall of Fame that year in 1970. Up on the top, you see the great Earl Combs, and below him, you see Lou Boudreau and Ford Frick, and then a Cardinals pitcher named Jesse Haynes. The stats you see there up above are from Casey's playing days. You see his regular season record, and below that his World Series record. And then below that you see his managerial record. And Casey actually managed for the Yankees, as most of you probably know, for 12 seasons. And he won the pennant and the World Series his first 5 years, from 1949 through 1953. There were only 2 years, actually, during that time period he didn't win the pennant, and that was in 1954 and 1959. The Yankees won the series in 1956, 55, and 56. They lost to the Braves in 57, but they came from behind when they were down 3-1 against the Braves in 1958. And most of us should know how 1960 ended with Bill Mazeroski's home run and the Pirates defeating the Yankees in that series, and Casey's dismissal after the series. Over here, what happened was during this game, the old timers games, I guess they still do it this way, were 3 innings, and Casey's greatest Yankees played against Casey's greatest opponents. And all of the players listed above were the players who were there that day in uniform. And, both Mickey Mantle and Joe DiMaggio took their turns at bat. And, you saw Whitey Ford and, all the great, all these guys. It was something to see. And below them, in the opponents section, again, you had, interesting, they had Bobby Shantz as one of his opponents. Of course, Bobby Shantz did pitch for Casey. But you have guys like Johnny Pesky, Dale Mitchell, Larry Doby was there, Carl Furillo. And also, during each of these old-timers days, as I remembered, Roy Campanella, was always there, and he just got the warmest standing ovation every time he made an appearance. Going over to the last page, okay, the back page. Okay, what did we have here? Well, it just gives you the schedule of the ceremonies and game times that day. It says that each honored guest today is receiving a cassette recorder by Zenith, personalized with the guest's name, date, and event from K&K Trophy Mart of Passaic, New Jersey. Each uniformed batter in today's Old Timers game will receive a replica of his original model bat, made especially for this occasion by Hillerich and Bradsby of Louisville, Kentucky, makers of the Louisville Slugger. And the Stengels and the newest members of the Hall of Fame also are receiving color portraits of themselves prepared by Portrait Specialists Incorporated of New York. I should mention that they also retired Casey's number that day. And up until that time, the only numbers the Yankees had retired were, of course, Babe Ruth's number 3, Lou Gehrig's number 4, Joe DiMaggio's number 5, and Mickey Mantle's number 7. They retired Casey's number 37 that day. After the Old Timers Day was over, the Yankees went on to play the Baltimore Orioles, who, not surprisingly, the Orioles beat the Yankees that day 4-2. But the Yankees had a very good season that year. They won 93 games, and they came in second place to the Orioles, who of course, were a powerhouse back then. The Orioles, of course, went on to defeat the Reds in the World Series that year. But anyway, as I said, the Yanks lost 4-2. Dave McNally won the game. It was his 16th victory against 7 losses. And Mike Kekich took the loss, and his record went to 2-3. Boog Powell hit his 28th home run that day. It was a 2-run homer. And my favorite Yankee at the time, Bobby Mercer, hit a solo home run. This is my first video. Let's see how this goes. And I'd actually like to show you the other programs that I do have that go further, from 1971 through 1976. But let's leave it here. And I hope some people find this interesting. And anyway, thank you very much.